Welcome to Board Game Archaeologists, where we play time-worn games from the past. I'm Hunter.
I'm Rob.
And today we're looking at Mind Maze.
Mind Maze from 1970, Parker Brothers, designed by Marvin Glass, for ages 8 and above, for 2 players.
The objective of the game is to be the first person to navigate your partner's maze to get it through the hole first.
So what you have in this is a plastic game with 2 sets of marbles or magnets, and you also get these little weight stoppers, and those are what creates the maze issues. But what it is, it's a magnet game with a steely on the bottom that from behind you have to bring it up. So it comes with a number of steelies. I think mine comes with 4 these stoppers, and it's a 2-sided thing. So it's kind of like Battleship in that way.
Yeah, because both teams will take their time. You decide on how many of the stoppers you want to use. You know, if you're younger or something, you know, using just 2 or 3 is completely reasonable.
Right. And you have to be able to actually make the maze. You can't, I mean, technically you could make the stopper so you can't win, but that's not very much fun.
And we'll definitely get into more about how that kind of works, but I figured that maybe we should just kind of give an example of what a round might look like, because we can set up a maze.
Yep, so we set up our mazes with 10 stoppers on it, and then the marble goes in and sits on the bottom. You take your magnet, you hit your marble, and you start moving up. And you have to keep moving up until it falls, and then you have to get it again. And you have to try another way. But we're going to go to a close-up so you can kind of see, and we're going to let Hunter try to get his ball through the maze.
As you can see, it's not the easiest thing to do, and we had to cheat a little bit not to make this a 10-minute video.
Yeah, you know, it seems easy. I mean, when you take it out of the box, you go, wow, this is going to be an easy game. At least it's easy to learn, because all the instructions are literally right here. These 4 things are all the instructions you need for the game. It's incredibly difficult.
Yeah, the psychosis that, created this is really interesting, because this is not something that you want to play with a friend.
No, if you can't feel it fall, you keep trying to move. And then you'll go, oh, I can't be on here anymore. So then you come down and you go, okay, there it is again. And hope you get it, and then it falls again. It's a lot harder than you imagine.
It's, as someone who knows absolutely nothing about locks or anything like that, this game feels like the equivalent of having to put your ear up to a tumbler and slowly trying to figure out what the code is. It can get pretty irritating.
Yeah, and it's doing it with somebody else rolling a tumbler at the same time. So when you have 2 people doing this at the same time, you just hear balls fall and you don't know if they're yours or the other person's. So a game that should be really easy is very, very difficult indeed.
One thing that I think is very technical about the way that the game is played is, as a Battleship type thing, you're not privy to what other people are putting down, but you have to kind of trust that it is possible. And what is possible to your friend might just seem absurd to you. And so, again, it's one of those games that really stress that level of how much do you want to mess with this person.
Right, and I think ages 8 might get really frustrated with this. Unless they're playing by themselves and they set this thing up and it's kind of something you can do on your own, I can see where it would be super frustrating.
You might create lifelong rivalries with things like this.
Right.
But thanks for watching.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about us, check us out at toyarchaeology.com. You can also find us on Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.